sums it up right there is that heart, you know, and I'm just getting to know you, but I know Tiffany. And when I personally went through a credit challenge, you know, during the crisis of, you know, the early, I don't know, what do you call it, the early 2010s or whatever it was.
Eights,
when
nines, tens,
eight,
yeah.
nine, tens,
Yeah.
when it was just,
It was horrible.
it's a financial storm for everybody, right? And so you made maybe not the best choices and decisions and whatnot. And so we took a hit and we got down to like 540 credit score, and not knowing, because you're just kind of running blind and, you know, running up your credit cards or closing them and doing all the wrong things. And then so when I met you, within 30 minutes of you just having a free consultation, right, you had that heart, and it was very apparent that it wasn't like a sale. It was more of a, I want you to understand these things because you wanted me to better my life. And it sounds like you guys, so I could see why you guys connected and merged paths there, because it sounds like you have that same heart's desire to better someone's life. And when you have that as your leading cause, I think that's just a formula for success. So that's really cool that you guys share that in common.
Thank you. You know, and that's we were talking earlier about anybody can come alongside in a large corporation and deal with consumers, the, you know, 50th million, you know, whatever. For us, we're a family-owned business, and we started it from the ground up based on our own story, similar to yours, right? And at the time, it was literally almost impossible to find a company locally, when I say locally, even all the way to LA, to help us in a way that we felt confident in doing that. And at the time, my ex-husband and I were like, we could very well use our story to help other people. And I do think what's interesting about that experience, right, as believers, we talked about the fact that I feel like it's our responsibility to use your own story when given an opportunity to help other people come alongside. And what I do find interesting is I feel like if you use your story and it's honest and it's, you know, authentic, what better way to help other people, no matter what that story looks like. Yeah. And I think there was a time in my business where I wouldn't share my personal story. And it was more like, well, it's kind of too recent. kind of felt like there's the fake it till you make it feel, not necessarily in the authenticity of my program, but I didn't really want to look like I had ever had bad credit, which is such a silly, horrible way to run, you know. And once I went, no, I need to be sharing it, and it makes you relatable, and it makes it a very easy way to express empathy to people. And when that's lacking and you're in credit repair, you're in the wrong business, because this is not an easy industry. Would you agree?
I would definitely agree.
Yeah.
It definitely, I think you hit the tone there with just maybe that shame and embarrassment that people feel, because, you know, our society is very much built on, you know, how well you're keeping up with the Joneses and look at the cars and the houses and all this kind of stuff. And then but I'm sure because you guys see this all the time, but, you know, what's going on beneath the surface, you know, people are highly in debt, making bad financial decisions or whatever it is. And so there's a lot of shame that comes with that, because they're looking around like, well, nobody else seems to be making bad decisions. It's only me. And then so when you get into that environment, but you can meet with someone such as yourselves that have had that personal testimony and can go through that and kind of lead someone by the hand. That's so huge. It's so important.
It is. Yeah. It can be love-hate sometimes, in the sense that, you know, it takes sometimes refreshing your mind a little bit to stay in that place of empathy, because quite frankly, there's some behavioral patterns sometimes that need to be broken, even when it comes to how they operate, the consumer sometimes, with how they operate with us, you know. And a little bit of a blame. It's not my fault. Wasn't me. So it's a very much a way to go, okay, let's fix a lot of things, not just your payment history, but the practice of identifying behaviors that we have that are habitual
The
in
stinking
some cases.
thinking.
Yeah, and that makes it fun, because at that point you're really going to the core of the problem and not just, you know, putting a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound, essentially.
Well, I would think that it would almost be necessary, right? I mean, an absolute necessity, because I think you can clean someone's credit, but if they still have those same patterns psychologically, they're just going to keep doing it in bad ways. So it's good that you get in there and you get messy with it.
We do. Yeah. Get messy.
Yeah, get messy.
Messy getting clean. You know? It's kind of a fun story. Yeah.